Ultimately, it all started in college. We were a couple of two lovers in the heat of passion in our own relationships, but we certainly caught eyes, and that certainly didn't stop. We stayed friends for years after. About 6 years ago, we reconnected and really hit it off, and one thing led to another, and it was like old times. We couldn't take our eyes off one another, and we started planning for the future, and it was a remarkable thing. In that time, I had purchased my first home, and also in that time, I had given her my credit card, in which we discussed that we would make purchases each month in the amount of $1,500 for items for our home.
Okay, so y'all lived together, sir. And so you bought a home, but
yes,
you invited this young lady to live with you as your girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. And then you put her name on a credit card that y'all shared?
It was my credit card.
So it was your credit card, but she had access to it? Okay.
Yes. So she was making spendings around $1,500 each month.
Okay.
And then there were some personal things that I basically had let her know. This was something very personal to me that I kept near and dear to my heart for a very, very long time that I didn't share with anybody.
Something personal about you, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And are you going to share it with the court today?
Well, unfortunately, yes, I have to. Ultimately, about 6 months before our wedding.
Oh, so y'all were at some point engaged to be married?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so this was
certainly.
At this point your fiancé?
Most definitely. She was most definitely my fiancé.
Okay. 6 months before the wedding.
So 6 months before the wedding, I sat down and, I told her this information. And she was out with some friends. I was listening to a little Netflix on the iPad, and a couple messages popped up.
Oh, okay. Like in the cloud. Her messages. Oh, wow.
So I was hesitant to look at it. Everything inside told me not to look at it, but
you looked at it.
I looked at it, of course. And sure enough, basically it said some things that I had told her in confidence.
Oh, wow.
And this was that I'm pansexual. She didn't take it well. And at the end of the day, I read this message, and ultimately it was her explaining to her friends about my pansexuality. This, for me, I felt it was a blatant mistrust. I felt betrayed. I felt like she lied and like she did not keep the confidence that we were brooding.
Well, let me ask you that, Mr. Ames. When you told this woman that you were pansexual,
yes.
At this point, y'all are already engaged, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this is your fiancé. Breaking news, I identify as pansexual. Did you also communicate, sir, that you expected her to keep that in confidence?
I did the
very important question.
Yes.
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 Okay.
When did you?
Well, I assumed so because this was a conversation.
Ms. Ford, I'm going to ask the questions. You're going to answer them. I'll get to you in a second. So you said keep this in confidence?
Yes.
Are you certain?
As far as I can recall,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so you were devastated when you see that she's talking about this in the group text with her friends?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you confront her? What happens?
Well, I confronted her about this, and she didn't really know what to say. She was a little off-put, to put it lightly, and she left.
Well, when she leaves, sir, is this the end of the relationship? What happens?
No, certainly not.
Okay.
I mean, she left for, that evening, came back. She came back to the house, got a few things, and I didn't see her for, 3 or 4 days.
Before we go any further, I think it needs to be clarified just in case there's confusion around the terms that he's using. So him saying pansexual, that means that he is attracted to the person, not the gender. It could be man, woman, non-binary, but ultimately he's attracted to the soul of the person. What stands out right away is that he tells her something major after they're already engaged. Given their history, this seems like it would have already surfaced. To me, the timing matters because she's not just hearing the information for the first time, she's hearing it and having to decide while she's already in it. Looking at her response, how she didn't keep it between them, how quick she went to the group chat, you've got two things happening at the same time. He's introducing something that could change the relationship, and she is bringing other people into it. That takes away from what does it mean for us and puts it more in a what does everyone else think about this? So external validation over their own personal relationship boundaries and decisions. This first section leads us to three big questions. Was she wrong for telling her friends? Why did he wait to tell her until after the engagement? And does being pansexual change the risk to their relationship? Let's get back.
So when you say you identify as pansexual, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You tell the court what that means for you.
It means that I'm attracted to all genders.
Okay.
But this at no way negates the fact that we are engaged.
I gotta stop you.
Changes the other.
I understand, but so that we're clear, you are attracted and you have romantic connection with individuals of all genders. Does that include non-binary?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
So, because I think I've heard it this way in my tutelage, because I want to just be very transparent with my own courtroom. I too am still on my journey. I understand pansexual as also being connected romantically to souls, right?
Exactly.
Right. So anything with a soul is subject for romantic connection for you. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Now that I hear you also saying, sir, doesn't negate the fact that you and this particular woman, because you identify as a woman, correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Just gotta make sure. Okay. For real. Okay. So you and this woman are still enjoying an exclusive monogamous romantic relationship?
100%, Your Honor.
Okay. Continue.
So with that being said,
why are you suing her, sir? I understand this sounds...
I'm suing her because she, after this ensued, she went out and did some revenge spending on the credit card that I had allotted.
So your card?
My card.
Is this during the 4 days that she was gone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I've heard enough of you, Mr. Ames. Let me get to you, Ms. Ford. That's a whole lot of allegation that your, I assume now former fiance?
Yes, former.
Okay, is spewing here. What say you?
There was no revenge in any of the spending that occurred.
How much did you spend, ma'am?
$3,100 and $77.
And do you have receipts to show your spending, ma'am?
I do.
Go ahead and give that to my bailiff.
Okay.
All right, you take the entire folder.
All of it?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
Okay, ma'am. So I do see here quite a bit of spending here on a variety of things. I see onlinecounselors.com. I see Uptown Hair Appointment. Also Vita Beauty Spa. So this is the $3,000 plus dollars that you spent on, and you convey this is his credit card, correct?
That is his credit card, yes.
Okay. Now, why did you spend so much money, ma'am? This man told the court that y'all had said only $1,500.
I guess I thought that number was a bit arbitrary. I had gone over in months prior to this a bit, and he'd never said anything to me.
So, Ms. Ford, you admit that you spent twice as much as what was accustomed.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, and you did this why?
I was very startled by the news of the pansexuality. I grew up in a very traditional home, conservative, and social conservatism. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. And I was distraught. I reached out to my girlfriend.
So you were upset?
I was upset, but this was not about revenge. I actually spent the money in hopes of furthering our future and walking down the aisle.
Okay.
I had a bit of
So when he said he's pansexual, ma'am, that wasn't a deal breaker immediately for you?
No, it wasn't a deal breaker, but my confidence was a bit shot. I was confused by this. I didn't know what it meant.
Did you know what pansexual was at that point in time, ma'am?
I did, but I did not know what that meant in terms of how our relationship would
be impacted.
Operate. Yes. And so I suddenly felt as though I had potential competition in places I had never considered, and felt a bit threatened and
insecure.
Exactly.
Okay. The court recognizes that. Okay, so did this man, and you identify as a man, is that correct, Mr. Ames?
Yes.
Okay. Did this man, your then fiance, when he told you he was pansexual, did he ask you to keep that quiet?
No.
So you're disputing that. The court will reconcile it, but you're disputing that. You're saying that he never said, keep my pansexual identity to yourself. So that's why I'm looking at these text messages, you're saying, Ms. Ford, where you are clearly telling the whole world. You're saying, ladies, I really don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to get it out there. Tony just told me recently that he is pansexual. Your girlfriend says, oh my God, Beverly, what? He decided to tell you that just a few months before you're going to marry him, in caps. Wow, I'm shocked. That's a huge bomb to drop on someone. How are you handling things? You admit some of what you told us today. I'm confused. I love him, but I just can't believe he kept this secret from me. I'm so sorry you have to deal with this, girlfriend. Is it all right if I come over? I need to talk in person, of course. So is this where you went when you left the apartment?
Yes.
Okay, so you went to go hang out with you, get really comfort, it looks like, from your girlfriends.
Exactly.
Okay. Then I see you guys continue this conversation. Someone's checking on you. You say, I'm doing much better. I've been getting a few treatments here and there to help me both mentally and physically be ready to walk down the aisle. You say it's been really helpful and you feel like you're in a good place.
If you look at how this is playing out, the insecurity and the spending are happening at the same time, but they're solving two different problems. She says she feels insecure, and that part is obvious. But look at what she does next. She doesn't pull back. She doesn't slow things down. She doesn't rethink the wedding. She keeps everything moving forward and increases what she's taking from the situation at the same time. So her actions aren't matching hesitation, they're matching continuation. Still walking down the aisle, still in the house, still using the credit card, just at a higher level of it. Why that matters? Because the question isn't, is she insecure? The question is, what does she do when she's insecure? Do you pause or do you keep going and adjust around it? This is where it connects to him because he's reading this as, you use this to take more. And she's reframing it as, I was trying to get myself ready to stay. What this becomes is the same behavior, just two completely different interpretations of it. His side intentional, her side emotional. His side taking, her side coping. So all of this leaves us with, was she wrong for spending that much? Was it revenge or not? And did he create this by not enforcing that limit? Let's get back.
What do you have to say about that, Mr. Ames? It sounds like while disturbed and shocked by your revelation, she was still intending to marry you and spend a life with you. Do you believe that?
No, not at all. Because at the end of the day, our level completely stopped.
You're about sex.
Of course. Stopped holding hands.
Okay.
Stopped everything, Your Honor.
Okay, I got you. No more. Ms. Ford, why the on pause?
I believed at that time that mending the relationship or figuring out how it was going to work would begin with an acknowledgement that I felt impacted by the experience, and that acknowledgement never came. And instead I was met with, how could you talk to people about this?
Oh, wow. So is that true, Mr. Ames? Instead of holding the space for her emotional reaction to very, I think most people would agree, shocking news, you really focus more so on the why are you talking to your friends about it part?
Most certainly, because at the end of the day, the way this was starting to pan out and ultimately did pan out was ugly.
But let's get to why it was ugly, because I only hear this lady telling us today, sir, that she still intended to move forward as your wife and that she was getting these treatments. And I'm looking at these invoices. I'm seeing therapy sessions, 4-week sessions. I'm seeing her working on some what do they call it? Self-care.
Yes, but the credit card that I gave her, it wasn't for these purchases. They were for the purchases of our future. So ultimately, when I finally got the bill back and I saw the astronomical spending that she did, it was quite more than the normal $300 that she would go over. And we always made up. We didn't make up this time. It was like every time that me and her would come to have said conversation, neither of us knew what to say. We were both on
pins and needles, waters
that we haven't sailed before. She didn't know what to say. I didn't really know what to say. I mean, I certainly didn't want to lose her, but I certainly didn't want to get taken advantage of.
Who decided to not be together? Answer that for me, Ms. Ford.
So he found the text messages and an argument arose that night, and I still hadn't gotten that recognition that this had been hurtful to me in any way, shape, or form. And so once he blew up about the text messages, it was just sort of another.
And that's when you threw your hands up and said, I'm out of here?
Exactly.
Okay. Mr. Ames, what's your response to that?
Well, it saddens me, to be honest with you, because I ultimately was planning a future with Beverly.
Do you love Beverly today?
Yes, I love Beverly. But I mean, honestly, a year has passed and not much has been done on either side of the aisle, so to speak. And I don't know.
Do y'all have a friendship at least at this point, ma'am?
Not really.
No. Do you still love this man?
In part.
In part. But you don't see an opportunity for reconciliation romantically?
Possibly.
Possibly.
I haven't.
Possibly?
Well, possibly is better than no, Your Honor. So, I mean, at the end of the day...
I don't know that that's how you walk into the marriage. I mean,
well, of course. I mean, right?
Woo! Okay.
So, no.
So, I think, right, I'm going to answer for both of y'all. No. Okay. So, no more reconciliation between the two of you. You feel you were taken advantage of financially. You feel that you had access to go up a little bit just due to the circumstances. Is that what you're saying, Ms. Ford?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And how are you feeling today? Are you dating again? Where's your...
Yes.
Okay. Are you dating someone special? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, again, reconciliation? No.
What I'm observing is that this relationship break was based on what each of them needed in that moment. Neither of them gave it. She pulled back physically because something changed for her. She needed reassurance, some emotional grounding to be able to feel secure again in this relationship. And he missed the mark. And for him, he stayed on what she did, who she told, how it made him look, and that just furthered the wedge between them. Now you have her who feels like he doesn't see her, and him who feels like she disrespected him. That brings us to which one really lost the relationship here, him or her? Let's find out the verdict.
The court finds, sir, that you didn't really do enough work on your part to meet her halfway as to where you were in your journey. Therefore, I am left to find in favor of the defendant here. I am going to dismiss your ask of $3,177. I do not believe that those charges were punitive, sir. I do not believe this woman was trying to hurt you and seek revenge on you, sir, by those charges. What I do believe is that this woman was in a process and that by giving her access to your financial credit card, you assume some level of risk when you do that. Now, had you shown me different evidence, sir, I probably would have ruled differently. But I see that these purchases are consistent with a woman trying to come to some type of coping and understanding with a new identity aspect of her romantic partner in hopes of coming back to you. I don't see that same evidence from you, sir. I rule in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
When you look at how this ends, it lines up with how they handled things from the start. He brings things directly into the relationship. She takes things outside of the relationship to deal with them. That never changed. So even though they're in the same situation, they're not actually dealing with it together. Our big life lesson from this is you can't build a relationship with someone who handles things internally and one who handles things externally. We can look at her actions to help us avoid pitfalls in the future. Maybe a good rule of thumb would be to go to your partner before you go to other people. Don't make decisions based on outside input instead of what's happening in the relationship. And don't expect things to stay stable while you are processing it somewhere else. A healthy relationship keeps hard conversations between the two people first and works through it there before getting anyone or anything else involved. So, let me know in the comments, who do you think messed up more, him or her? As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, and share this video. I appreciate you, and I will see you again soon.